Hey guys, welcome to my May 2022 budget recap. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you how I spent my money in the month of May, as well as sharing what occurred in the month of May that may have had an impact on my budget. So let's begin. Starting off with this top box here where I have written down things that had happened in the month of May. The first one was the fact that at the beginning of May, I was abroad traveling. I was in Malawi on my 2 week leg journey. So, yep, that had a huge impact on my travel, on my money, and you will see that reflected in my budget. Second one is because I was traveling the first week of May, I actually did not have as many spend days as I was hoping. I did have 9 no spend days. The rest of the days, when I came back, I had to start planning for my next travel. So there's just a lot of things that happened, but I'm still proud of my 9 no spend days. Then the third one is I celebrated my friends' birthdays. So one of them we went out to eat, the other one we met up at my place, bought some food, and just ate at home. Obviously, that still cost money, so that impacted my budget. Then the fourth one is I spent time with my family and my friends. So for me, all the 4 weekends in month need to be utilized equally. I have one weekend where I just spend, on me. I have one weekend that I dedicate to my family, one weekend for my friends, and then one weekend YOLO, whatever happens. So, yeah, I was able to spend some time with my family, which also cost money. My friends, we went out eating, so that cost money as well. And the fifth thing that I'm proud of is I did dedicate one weekend to myself because I truly needed to recharge and just do absolutely nothing. So that is what happened in the month of May that impacted my budget. So now we can go over my tracker and start walking you through the budget. So the income section, as always, this is blanked out for privacy reasons, but you can see how much I was expecting to bring in and how much I actually brought in the month of May. So I do want to preface this by saying about 2,000 of this is coming from my savings because I did save up for my travel, and this is where 2,000 of this is coming from. So the first tab that we have, the first block, is savings. I was able to send 1,393 and 34 pence towards my savings, which left me with 8,682 and 48 pence to allocate. Then we go to my investments. I was able to send 900 pounds towards my investments. For those of you who watch my Transfer Tuesday videos or my other videos on this channel, you know I did have a goal of sending 1,000 pounds towards my ISA, but I only managed to send 700 pounds. Still proud of this amount, but yes, I wasn't able to send that amount of money as I would have liked. So after I contributed to my investments, I was left with 7,782 and 48 pence. That brings me now to my everyday bills. So these are the bills that I pay for my home, so from my mortgage, my utility bills, my mobile, my streaming services, all of that jazz. So that I spent 1,981 and 31 pence, which left me with 5,801 and 17 pence. So this is how much I had left after I had paid all of my bills. Then if we go to my rental bills, so with this one also I spent 533 and 19 pence. This left me with 5,267 and 98 pence is how much I was left with. Then if we go over to my variable expenses, with my variable expenses I had spent 499 and 56 pence. That left me with 4,760 8 and 42 pence. Then we go over to my business expenses. So if you didn't know, I have a blog at julidreamer.com. I have an Etsy shop and then other side hustles that I do. So I do have bills that I have to pay for that. So I ended up spending 182 pounds and 57 pence. That left me with 4,585 and 85 pence. So that is what I was left with to work with for the holiday and all other miscellaneous spending. So I want to say, except the first one and the second one and the third one, sorry, everything else here is something that I actually spend on either birthdays or vacation. So yeah, so I ended up spending 2,585 and 85 pence. So 2,000 of that is what I had saved up for my trip, and that's what I used. 86 pounds 63 pence is also coming from my savings, because that was for the DVLA for my car, my tax renewal. So that's something I had saved up already. The rest of them was either unexpected or something that I knew I was going to be spending money on due to obviously traveling and what have you. So after I spent that, I am now left with 2,000 pounds even, and this is how much money I started the month of June with. So for me, every single month I make sure I have at least a minimum of 2,000 pounds that I take over into the new month, because of how my pay period works. I get paid in the middle of the month, which means, and also my bills I paid on the first day of the month, which means I still have to have make sure I have money in my account. So all the bills go through on the first day of the month, and they are less than 2,000 pounds. But I just like to have 2,000 pounds in there, because the rest of it acts as a buffer until I either add more money from my savings or from my side hustles, or when I get paid from my 9 to 5. So this is what I wanted to share with respect to my May 2022 budget. I'm really happy with how I spent the month of May, in all honesty. I'm not surprised that I spent so much money on travel. I'm actually quite happy that I did have the money saved and I was able to utilize that money for my trip. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.